Have you ever wondered about our place in the universe? The Urantia Book claims to answer these questions with a sweeping cosmic vision. It presents itself as a new revelation, describing a universe filled with life and purpose. The book explores God, the structure of the cosmos, and the history of our planet Urantia. It offers a unique account of Jesus and aims to foster spiritual growth and unity. Central to our focus is Paper 53, the Lucifer Rebellion. This document tells of a dramatic celestial conflict and its consequences. Understanding this story sheds light on our world's struggles and our place in the cosmos. The Urantia Book invites us to see ourselves as part of a vast, orderly creation. Let's explore the cosmic drama that unfolds in Paper 53. The stage is set for a story of rebellion, choice, and destiny. Paper 53 describes a real rebellion in our local universe, Nebadon, led by the celestial being Lucifer. This event, predating human history, still echoes in our world today. Lucifer, once a brilliant ruler, challenged the divine order with promises of absolute liberty. His rebellion tested the loyalty of countless celestial beings and affected many worlds including ours. The result was confusion, spiritual darkness, and setbacks for Urantia. Why study this ancient conflict? Its lessons on freedom, truth, and discernment remain relevant. The choices made then mirror the dilemmas we face now. Understanding this cosmic history offers wisdom for our present journey. The Lucifer Rebellion stands as both a warning and a guide for all of Urantia. Let's meet the universe where this drama unfolded. Nebadon is our local universe, one of many in a grand cosmic design. It's ruled by Michael of Nebadon, a creator son who embodies divine wisdom and love. Nebadon contains 100 constellations, each with many systems of inhabited worlds. Our system, Satania, is just one part of this vast family. For ages, Nebadon was peaceful and harmonious, a testament to divine order. Beings here pursued spiritual growth and ascension. This harmony was the norm, until a shadow emerged. The peace of Nebadon would soon be tested by an unexpected challenge. The stage was set for a cosmic upheaval. Enter Lucifer, a star among Nebadon's rulers. Lucifer was a primary Lanonandek son, created flawless and gifted. He served as system sovereign of Satania, overseeing hundreds of worlds including Urantia. Admired for his brilliance and leadership, Lucifer's loyalty was unquestioned for ages. His administration brought progress and stability to the system. No one foresaw his eventual descent. When Lucifer chose to rebel, it shocked Nebadon to its core. His fall from grace was a tragedy of cosmic proportions. A trusted leader became the architect of discord. The consequences of his choice would ripple across the universe. How did such a bright star turn to darkness? Satania, our local system, was Lucifer's domain, a thriving hub of spiritual progress. Under his rule, the system flourished and its worlds advanced toward their divine goals. Lucifer's administration was aided by capable beings like Satan and Caligastia, the planetary prince of Urantia. These leaders held great influence and shaped the destinies of many. For a time, Satania was a beacon of hope and learning. But beneath the surface, seeds of discord were sown. A subtle shift began, challenging the established order. The loyalty of all would soon be put to the test. The stage was set for rebellion. What drove Lucifer to defy the universe? Lucifer's dissatisfaction grew into a formal challenge to divine authority. He crafted the Lucifer Manifesto, a persuasive call for greater freedom and self-determination. The manifesto questioned the foundations of universe administration, painting the divine plan as restrictive. With Satan as his ally, Lucifer spread his doctrine, promising a new enlightened path. The allure of liberty drew many to his cause. When proclaimed, the manifesto sent shockwaves through Nebadon. Lucifer declared Satania's independence from higher authority. This bold move ignited the rebellion. The manifesto became the ideological heart of the conflict. Its impact would be felt for ages. The first point of Lucifer's manifesto was radical. He denied the existence of the universal Father. He claimed the Father was a myth, invented to control the universe. Lucifer urged loyalty only to visible rulers, dismissing faith in a distant God. This idea unsettled many, forcing them to question their deepest beliefs. If the Father was a myth, then Michael's authority was also in doubt. Lucifer's doctrine exalted self-assertion and intellect over divine love and grace. He painted a universe where power, not love, was supreme. This philosophical break was a declaration of cosmic independence. It challenged the very foundation of spiritual reality. The consequences of this idea would shape the rebellion's course. Lucifer's second major point directly challenged Michael of Nebadon's authority. He argued Michael's rule was flawed, calling for autonomy and radical decentralization. Lucifer demanded local systems become independent, free from super-universe control. He rejected the cosmic chain of command, asserting wisdom should rise from below. This vision of self-government and local pride was seductive. Lucifer positioned himself as the champion of freedom. Lucifer's final argument was deeply personal. He claimed the divine plan for soul development suppressed true individuality. He argued it forced beings into a uniform mold, stifling creativity and self-expression. Instead, Lucifer promised freedom. Each being could define their own path and truth. But this vision was deceptive, leading not to liberation, but to confusion and isolation. Still, the allure of his promises proved irresistible for many. The Lucifer Manifesto was now complete. Its dangerous ideas were clearly formulated, but Lucifer did not immediately broadcast his rebellion. He was far too cunning for such a direct approach. Instead, he began to sow his seeds of dissent subtly. He started with those closest to him, his trusted circle. He gently tested their loyalties, their ambitions. He hinted at a grander vision, a more liberated Satania. His words were like a slow-acting poison, seeping into receptive minds. A shadow was quietly lengthening within the system's capital. Among the first to fully embrace Lucifer's vision was Satan. Satan was Lucifer's able and brilliant first lieutenant. He was a being of considerable influence and persuasive power. Once convinced, Satan became a fervent apostle of the new doctrines. He tirelessly worked to promote the manifesto's arguments. His allegiance to Lucifer was absolute and unwavering. Satan's endorsement lent significant weight to the burgeoning movement. Together, Lucifer and Satan formed a powerful duo. They began to systematically spread their philosophy of self-assertion. Their combined charisma was a potent force. Within the administrative headquarters of Satania, an uneasy atmosphere grew. Lucifer's new teachings began to circulate more openly. Some beings were deeply disturbed by what they heard. They sensed the dangerous pride underlying the call for liberty. Others, however, found the ideas intriguing, even exhilarating. They were drawn to the promise of greater personal freedom. The capital became a place of intense debate and whispered conversations. Loyalties were being silently questioned and tested daily. The intellectual ferment masked a growing spiritual crisis. A storm was gathering, though its full fury was yet to break. Lucifer and Satan employed sophisticated rhetoric to win support. Their arguments were not crude, they were cleverly constructed. They appealed to desires for greater knowledge and autonomy. They skillfully exploited any perceived grievances or frustrations. The manifesto, when gradually revealed, seemed plausible to many. It spoke of progress, of breaking free from old limitations. It promised a new era of unprecedented achievement for Satania. This appeal to pride and ambition was a core part of their strategy. They presented rebellion not as treason, but as enlightenment. Many found these arguments tragically persuasive. The era of subtle maneuvering ended. Lucifer, confident in his support, boldly proclaimed his manifesto, an open defiance against Michael of Nebadon. The system was thrown into active rebellion, dividing celestial rulers and sending shockwaves across Satania. Caligastia, planetary prince of Urantia, joined Lucifer, plunging our world into spiritual isolation. A fierce propaganda war erupted, targeting angels and celestial helpers, unraveling the very fabric of Satania's spiritual society. As the rebellion gained momentum, loyal forces began to mobilize. The Melchizedeks, wise and steadfast counselors, took immediate action. They, along with other emergency advisors, swiftly organized resistance. They established a loyalist headquarters on Gerusalem, Satania's capital. From there, they worked tirelessly to counter Lucifer's propaganda, seeking to clarify the truth and support those wavering in their allegiance. These loyal leaders became beacons of hope in the growing darkness, providing crucial rallying points for those who remained true. Their courage and wisdom were essential in limiting the rebellion's spread. A clear line was being drawn between loyalty and rebellion. The angelic hosts of Satania faced an agonizing test. Seraphim and cherubim, beings of light and service, were deeply divided. Lucifer's powerful personality and deceptive arguments swayed many, and a significant number of these celestial ministers chose to follow him. They became what the Urantia Book terms confused angels. They believed they were striving for a higher form of liberty, but in reality, they were severing their connection to divine truth. This angelic defection was a profound tragedy in itself, depriving many worlds of their dedicated spiritual helpers. The celestial realms were fractured by these choices. The rebellion's influence reached down to the inhabited worlds. On planets with material sons and daughters, beings like Adam and Eve, the impact was severe. These planetary uplifters were crucial to biological and spiritual evolution, but some of these Adams and Eves were persuaded by Lucifer's claims, or they were influenced by their own rebellious planetary princes. Their defection led to the failure of their vital missions, causing immense setbacks for the evolutionary races on those worlds. The promise of accelerated development was tragically cut short. Instead, confusion and developmental retardation became the norm. The rebellion's poison spread far and wide. Across the many inhabited planets of Satania, mortals faced unprecedented trials. The spiritual leadership they relied upon was now divided or corrupt. Confusion reigned as familiar truths were challenged, and many souls were bewildered by the conflicting messages. The path of spiritual progression became obscured and difficult. Darkness descended upon worlds that had once known steady light. The rebellion created long-lasting scars on the mortal experience, introducing struggle, sorrow, and spiritual isolation on a vast scale. The grand experiment of life in Satania was grievously wounded, and the consequences would unfold over untold generations. Our world, Urantia, was once guided by Caligastia, a planetary prince appointed to nurture humanity. But when Lucifer rebelled, Caligastia chose to join him, betraying his trust and plunging Urantia into spiritual isolation. The planet was cut off from divine guidance, and a long age of darkness began. Humanity's progress faltered, and the true path to enlightenment was lost. All this, the result of one fateful decision. Urantia was not the only world to suffer from Lucifer's rebellion. The system of Satania, governed by Lucifer, contained hundreds of inhabited worlds. When Lucifer declared independence, every planet was affected. Some leaders joined the rebellion, leading their worlds into darkness and confusion. Others stood loyal, facing immense trials to defend truth and loyalty. The entire system became a zone of spiritual conflict and suffering. The beautiful tapestry of cosmic order was violently torn. The Lucifer rebellion cast a long shadow, isolating worlds like Urantia for millennia. Spiritual truth became clouded and humanity struggled in darkness, seeking light. Yet even in the hardest times, the spark of divinity endured. The journey back to truth is slow and difficult, but hope persists. Understanding this cosmic history helps us see our struggles and our enduring quest for light in a new way. When Lucifer's rebellion threatened Nebadon, Michael, our creator's son, responded with patience and wisdom. He allowed the crisis to reveal its true nature, teaching all a vital lesson. Michael's justice and mercy guided loyal forces to contain the chaos. His life as Jesus of Nazareth was central to restoring harmony. Ultimately, Michael's triumph affirmed divine justice and re-established order across the universe. Our world, Urantia, suffered deeply from Caligastia's betrayal, plunging us into spiritual darkness. Michael of Nebadon's bestowal as Jesus Christ brought hope and a new revelation of the universal Father's love. His life became a beacon, guiding humanity towards spiritual recovery. Across Satania, loyal worlds were strengthened, and the final judgment of the rebels restored order. The memory of rebellion stands as a solemn warning, reminding all of the value of true liberty in divine alignment. Now a new dawn of loyalty and hope shines across the universe. The Lucifer Rebellion, as told in the Urantia Book, is more than ancient history. It's a cosmic drama that echoes through time, illuminating the struggle between light and shadow, self-will and divine will. The choices of beings like Lucifer ripple through worlds, reminding us that our own decisions shape our destiny. The story invites us to seek truth, embrace higher ideals, and help guide Urantia toward light and life. Even now, its lessons guide us toward a future illuminated by wisdom and divine connection.